Yo, what's going on, guys? My name's Eclipse, and today we will be going over 5 of the most useless cards in Clash Royale. Now, one thing to note is that this video is probably going to be a bit biased, so if you just so happen to disagree with my list, that is all good, to each their own. Coming into the number 5th place, we have our good old girl, Sparky. Now, the thing about Sparky is some people probably love her and some people absolutely hate her. I mean, Clash Royale has even admitted that this card is just absolutely awful. I mean, they refer to her as a trash can on wheels. Now, the reason I'm putting Sparky at number 5 is because this card can be like really good. I mean, if your Sparky can consistently get off like good blast, good for you, but from my experience, I just absolutely hate this card with a passion. Coming into the number 4 spot, we have the classic Rage Spell. I don't think I really have to say much for this card because I'm pretty sure everyone's just like, yeah, the Rage Spell is pretty damn useless, let me just say so. Now, the reason I'm putting this at number 4 is because when the Rage Spell is used with a Lumberjack, it's completely different. So, like, if you send a Lumberjack in and then he dies and he has his Rage Spell, I feel like the spell is slightly effective because you're not going out of your way to waste 2 elixir on it. I just feel like the Rage Spell on its own is kind of bad, and unless you're joking around, I don't know too many people who actually use this card. On to the number 3 spot, we have the Bomber. And before we go and break this card down, if you haven't left a like yet, please feel free to do so. And if you're new to my channel, remember to subscribe. As far as the Bomber goes, this is one of those cards where like you'll use it in the beginning of the game and it'll be decent, but the further you progress, the less and the less players you're gonna see actually using this card. I usually sit around 4,000 trophies. I never see anyone use this on the ladder. Whenever I play 2 versus 2s, I never see anyone use this card, and I'm just kind of curious, like, are there any people who are high in trophies that actually love the Bomber? Like I said earlier, this is just like a newbie card. You use it when you first get the game, but then the card dies off, you get substitutes for it, and overall, it serves no purpose. And on to number 2, we have the Heal Spell. I just feel like nobody uses this card either. It's one of those cards where it was good at one point, but some time passes and nobody really uses this anymore. I remember back in the day when people would run 3 Musketeers, the Battle Ram, and a Minion Horde, and the Heal Spell was just absolutely crazy. Like, if the enemy had that, it was like game over because that deck was super broken and overpowered. But now in the current stage of Clash, I don't see anyone use this on ladder. I never see it in 2v2. This card needs more loving. And before we move on to the number 1 spot, we do have an honorable mention, and this is going to be Barbarians, another noob-friendly card. I feel like everyone used this card at one point or another, but as time passes and as you get farther into Clash Royale, this card just kind of like loses its purpose, and whenever I see it in the arena, it's just kind of like, oh, Barbarians, not an issue at all. Now, the reason this is an honorable mention and the main reason I'm not putting it in part of my list is because the Barbarian spawner is kind of another story, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who actually like Barbs and are mad at me for saying this. But we're now moving on to the number 1 spot, and this is going to be, drumroll please, the Clone Spell. Who the hell actually uses this card? I don't see this card in any battles, barely see it on TV Royale. Like, does anyone actually use this spell seriously? I've been trying to throw it into a few decks to see if it's like even good, but most of the time when you use this spell, your troops just die like right away still. I personally haven't found a use for this card since it has came out, and I highly doubt there's like a single person out there who actually loves this spell. And those were 5 of the most useless cards in Clash Royale. And if you haven't left a comment yet, please feel free to do so and let me know which cards you personally feel like are useless. So guys, this has been Eclipse. Thank you all for watching and peace out.